Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. We have got a massive show today. The headlines are absolutely everywhere. Today, Anthropic and GitHub just changed how software is built. OpenAI picks up a viral agent for pennies on the dollar. And while AI tries to play doctor, Waymo creates a traffic jam in the Los Angeles rain.
It is a chaotic day on the timeline. I mean, we are seeing the ceiling raise on what AI can do in the digital world, and the floor absolutely fall out when these things try to navigate the physical world.
It really is a tale of two realities. In the browser, we are moving at light speed. On the pavement,
Not so much.
not so much. But let's start with the lead story, because this is the one that has every developer I know, well, panicking and excited at the same time. We have a massive drop from at Anthropic and at GitHub.
Right.
Claude Sonnet 4.6 is officially out, and it's not just a chatbot anymore. It is fully integrated into GitHub Copilot.
This is the shift we've been waiting for. We've moved past the era of chatbots where you ask a question and get an answer. We are entering the era of agentic coding. And honestly, calling it a copilot is starting to feel like an understatement. It's more like a co-founder.
Agentic is the buzzword of the week. But let's unpack that, because at GitHub posted some wild stats. They mentioned this thing features a 1 million token context window, which is currently in beta.
Yeah.
For the non-coders listening, or even for the coders who haven't kept up, why does that number 1 million matter?
Think of the context window as the AI's short-term working memory. It's RAM. Most models can only hold a small conversation or a few files in their head at once. 1 million tokens. That is like holding 5 or 6 full-length novels in your brain simultaneously.
So it's not just looking at the one line of code I'm typing right now.
Exactly. It isn't just auto-completing your sentence. With that much memory, it is looking at your entire software architecture. It understands how the database talks to the front end, how the authentication service links to the payment gateway.
The whole thing.
It understands the whole, not just the part.
That explains the demo video they shared, which I have to say was impressive. It wasn't just writing a single function or fixing a typo. The AI iteratively built a component-based e-commerce architecture.
It built the cart service.
The cart service, the product components.
And that word iteratively is the key distinction. Usually with ChatGPT, you ask for code, it gives you a block, and if it's wrong, you have to figure it out. In this demo, the agent acted like an engineer. It realized it messed up.
It saw the error.
It saw the error, debugged itself, and fixed the code without human help.
That is the part that actually unnerved me a bit. Usually the human is the debugger. We are the safety net.
Not anymore, apparently.
At Claudii, the official account, called it their most capable Sonnet model yet. They're claiming it's a full upgrade across coding, computer use, and agent planning.
It's a massive leap. And look at the reaction from inside the house. At Alex Albert, who works on Claude relations at Anthropic, said the performance jump over Sonnet 4.5 is quite insane.
And Sonnet 4.5 was only released 4 months ago.
4 months. In traditional software cycles, that's barely a minor patch. Here, it's a generational leap.
Right. And at Alex Albert is even saying it approaches Opus class capabilities, which is their heavy-rate, expensive model.
So you have the speed and cost of a lighter model with the brain power of a supercomputer. That is a dangerous combination if your job is purely writing boilerplate code.
Which brings us to the so what for the labor market. We have AI that can architect software, but here is where it gets really interesting and honestly a little scary for the junior developers out there. Did you see the post from at Aiden Bai regarding React Doctor?
Oh, this was fascinating.
Yeah.
And terrifying. So at Aiden Bai launches this open source tool. It basically scans your React code base for anti-patterns.
Okay, let's pause there. Define anti-patterns for us quickly.
Think of it like bad grammar in a novel. The sentence might be readable, but it's clunky, confusing, and hard to maintain later. In React code, this means things like unnecessary useEffects,
Which can cause glitches.
glitches, slow performance, or something called prop drilling.
I hear prop drilling all the time. That's basically when you pass data down through too many layers of the application, right? Like a bad game of telephone.
Exactly. You pass data from the grandfather component to the father, to the child, to the grandchild, just so the grandchild can use it. It makes the code messy and fragile.
And usually a senior engineer has to find that and fix it.
Right. They sit down with a junior and say, hey, clean this up. This is sloppy.
But React Doctor doesn't just find them.
No, that's the kicker. The demo video he posted shows the tool finding 41 critical errors. And then, using an integrated AI agent, it fixed them.
How long did it take?
20 seconds.
20 seconds to fix 41 errors. I want to sit with that for a second.
It's unprecedented speed.
And fixing those errors, cleaning up the grammar of the code, that is usually the primary job of a junior dev or an intern.
It's the grunt work.
It's how they learn the system.
Right. You hire a junior, you pay them to fix bugs so they understand how the machine works. If you have a tool that can sanitize a code base in less than half a minute, why are you hiring an entry-level engineer to learn on the job?
The ROI just plummets.
It's gone. The return on investment for a junior developer is plummeting.
That is the big question. At Aiden Bai even showed scores from popular repos. He flagged TailDraw and dubbed these are major projects, showing they had dozens of errors.
It feels like we are commoditizing code quality.
Or commoditizing the developer.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. If the AI acts as the doctor, diagnosing and treating the code, the human is just
What?
the hospital administrator. You're just signing off on the paperwork.
Well, if the AI is the doctor, it turns out it's also the burglar. We have to talk about the security angle here because this connects directly to this agentic theme.
Of course it does.
The same tech that fixes code can be used to break it. Did you see the thread from at Roundtable Space about PentaGI?
Yeah, this is the dark side of the coin. PentaGI. It's a framework for multiple AI agents coordinating hacking attacks.
Coordinating is the operative word here. We aren't talking about a script that just guesses passwords a million times a second.
No. It's a team. At Roundtable Space broke it down beautifully. You have a recon agent that just surveys the target, looking for the layout.
Like casing the joint.
Exactly. You have a scanner agent looking for open windows. A third agent executes the exploit, and a fourth one writes the report.
They talk to each other in real time.
Yes. It's like a heist movie. The recon agent tells the scanner, hey, I found a server over here. The scanner looks at it and tells the exploiter it has an unpatched vulnerability. Then the exploiter breaks in.
An ODA loop.
An ODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act, executed entirely by machines.
That is a nightmare for a cybersec analyst.
It's an asymmetric threat. The cynical take here is obvious. We are entering an era where AI hackers are fighting AI defenders. If you are a traditional cybersecurity firm relying on human analysts to manually check logs, your business model is about to get squeezed into oblivion.
It's an arms race, but at machine speed. And speaking of business models getting squeezed, let's pivot to the business side of things. There was a huge viral thread from @CGTWEs about OpenAI making a move that has people scratching their heads.
You mean the OpenClaw deal?
Exactly. So OpenAI acquired OpenClaw and its creator, Peter Steinberger, the price tag,
Yeah.
just $30 million.
Which, in the world of AI valuations, is basically pocket change. I mean, we are used to seeing billions thrown around for companies that haven't even shipped a product.
Right. At CGTW, it's posted this meme of Sam Altman looking absolutely thrilled, calling it a steal of a deal. And the context here for listeners is that OpenClaw was a viral open source bot for personal agents.
This is getting a ton of traction.
A ton. So that $30 million figure tells a very specific story about the market right now.
Yeah, a year or two ago, a startup with a viral agent like that might have commanded a valuation in the hundreds of millions.
So why the discount? Why did they sell so low?
Because the market is cooling on standalone AI startups. The wrapper companies, the ones that just wrap a user interface around a model like GPT-4, are losing leverage. The big players like OpenAI aren't paying billion-dollar premiums for the tech anymore. They're just buying the talent. It's a classic acqui-hire.
They wanted Peter Steinberger, not necessarily the brand OpenClaw.
Exactly. The moat is gone. If you were building a wrapper, you are just a feature for OpenAI, not a standalone business.
It feels like the consolidation phase has officially begun. But it's not just the startups feeling the heat. We talked about developers earlier, but the non-technical white-collar crowd is taking a hit today, too.
Oh, yeah.
At Notebook LM from Google just dropped a feature that probably made a lot of consultants sweat.
Oh, the slide deck generator. This is a direct shot at the PowerPoint industrial complex.
Yes. At Notebook LM announced prompt-based slide revisions and PPTX exports. Basically, you talk to it, you give it your sources, a PDF, a transcript, and it builds the deck.
And you just tweak it with your voice.
You just prompt the revision, make the chart blue, summarize bullet 3.
And a Boring Biz had the perfect cynical reaction to this. They posted a video of a distressed Tony Stark with the caption, "Management consultants and investment banking analysts watching their jobs get automated while they send the 18th, sounds good, we'll do email of the day."
It's funny, but it's also brutally real. I think people underestimate how much of high finance or strategy consulting is just formatting slides.
It is the white-collar crisis in a nutshell. Look, if you are an analyst at a big consulting firm, 80% of your billable hours are spent formatting slides, aligning boxes, and summarizing bullet points.
That's the grunt work.
That is the grunt work we talked about with coding. Like Google does it for free.
So if the AI does the output and the AI summarizes the meeting,
Hmm.
what are these analysts actually paid for?
That is the million-dollar question. If you're just the person who says, sounds good, and forwards the email, you are incredibly vulnerable right now. The premium on execution is dropping to zero.
The value is shifting.
Entirely to strategy and decision-making.
Which, ironically, is exactly what juniors are rarely allowed to do. They aren't allowed to decide strategy. They are hired to align the boxes.
Exactly. The ladder is being pulled up.
Okay, let's step away from the screens for a second. We talk a lot about hard tech versus the real world. There is this ongoing debate. Can AI understand reality just by reading about it?
The world model debate. This is crucial because it limits how far AI can actually go.
So on one side, we have @SpeedyDoge showing off Grok 4-point SETI. The claim is that it is insanely good at analyzing blood tests. You upload an MRI or a lab result, and it breaks down the metrics.
Lipid profiles, liver function.
Instantly.
It's impressive technology. And for a second, you look at that and think, who needs a doctor? But we have to pump the brakes. At Boeing 87 cited Jan LeCun on this exact topic, and it is a necessary reality check.
Jan LeCun, chief AI scientist at Meta. He's always good for a reality check. What's his argument here?
LeCun argues that language is not enough. He says, if language were enough to understand the world, you could learn medicine by reading books. But you can't. You need residency.
Because you need to see the patients.
You need to see thousands of normal cases to understand what abnormal actually looks like. It's about pattern recognition in the physical world, not just text processing.
That makes sense.
LeCun points out that a 4-year-old child has processed more sensory data through vision, touch, balance than all the text on the entire internet combined.
Wow. When you put it that way, the large language model seems kind of small.
It is low bandwidth. Reality is high bandwidth. So Grok might pass the medical board exam because that's a text-based test, but without a world model, without understanding the physical causality of the body, it is a dangerous doctor.
It knows the word liver, but it doesn't know what a liver is.
Exactly. Not in the physical sense.
And speaking of dangerous failures in the physical world, we have to talk about what happened in Los Angeles. This is the perfect example of no world model.
The Waymo meltdown.
This was wild. Nikris Patain shared footage of Waymo robotaxis just giving up. They were stalled, clustering together during those flash floods in LA.
It looked like a robot graveyard.
Yeah.
There's a parking lot in the middle of the street.
And the context here is super interesting because it brings up an old grudge. Elon Musk predicted this years ago. He has always said, LiDAR, the laser sensors Waymo uses, fails in heavy rain or dust.
It's physics. LiDAR shoots lasers to map the world. It measures how long it takes for the light to bounce back. But if there is heavy rain, the water droplets scatter the laser light.
It's called reflection scatter.
Right, it's like driving in a fog with your high beams on.
All you see is a white wall.
Exactly. The car suddenly goes blind. It thinks there are obstacles everywhere, so it does the safe thing. It stops.
And this footage validates that critique. The hardware has a limit. When the weather turns bad, the sensors get confused. This is the core of the Tesla vision-only versus Waymo LiDAR debate.
Waymo works great until it rains.
But Tesla isn't exactly out of the woods on their promises either.
Not at all.
Right. Sawyer Merritt brought up a post involving Marks Brownlee.
The hair shaving bet.
Yes. Back in October 2024, Brownlee bet that he would shave his head on camera if Tesla got a $30,000 Cybercab out before 2027. He was incredibly confident.
And today, Tesla announced the first production unit at Giga Texas.
So is Marks Brownlee about to go bald?
I don't think he's reaching for the razor just yet. Production Unit 1 is very different from mass volume delivery. The bet is usually about whether you can actually buy the car.
Okay.
But it is getting uncomfortably close for him.
It's going to be a photo finish. But it highlights the difference between software and hardware again. You can ship Claude Sonnet 4.6 instantly to millions, shipping a physical car, or navigating a physical flood.
That is still the hard problem. That is the friction point. The digital world is moving at light speed. Agents, hackers, code doctors. The physical world is still messy, wet, and complicated.
Let's move to our final segment, the vibe check. We're looking at how this tech is bleeding into culture and just how it feels to work right now.
What are the vibes?
Well, going back to coding, @allmonk posted this idea that honestly made me laugh out loud. He suggested a TikTok interface for reviewing code.
Wait, like swiping on a dating app.
Exactly. You know how we have these agents writing code now? Well, humans still have to review it. So he pitched an app where you just swipe left or right on AI-generated pull requests. Doom scroll your code base better.
I laughed when I saw this, but then I realized he's right. That is actually where we are going.
You think so?
Think about it. If 70% of the code is written by AI, humans can't read every line deeply. We don't have the time. We're inevitably going to turn engineering into content moderation.
You're just vibing it.
You're just vibing through the review process. Does this look right? Swipe right.
That is a terrifying thought for anyone who cares about software stability. I swiped right because the variable names looked cute.
But it's where we are headed. We are gamifying the oversight because the volume of production is too high.
Fair point. In more wholesome vibes, we have a nice nod to space. At NASA just launched a podcast about the Artemis II ground crew. At Joshua Boyega pointed out how important this is. These are the unsung heroes.
It's a good reminder. We get obsessed with the AI agents, but there are still humans literally fueling rockets to go around the moon. That's the hard tech that still requires people.
And finally, a celebration. At Tim Cook posted for the Lunar New Year, it's the year of the horse. He shared this very cool Apple-produced video mixing shadow puppets with AR tech.
Classic Apple, mixing tradition with the spatial computing push. And hey, if we are entering a chaotic year of AI agents running wild, maybe we need some of that horse energy galloping forward.
Hopefully not off a cliff.
Hopefully not off a cliff.
Okay, let's wrap this up. We've covered agents coding, agents hacking, and agents failing driving tests. What is your prediction for tomorrow?
My prediction is based on that React Doctor and Notebook LM news. We are about to see a massive quality flood. The baseline quality of code and presentations is going to skyrocket because AI prevents you from making basic mistakes.
Okay.
But the value of the junior role is going to crash.
So the floor goes up, but the ladder gets cut off.
Exactly. If you are entering the workforce, you cannot just be a doer anymore. The entry-level job, as we knew it, is dead. You have to be a manager of agents from day one.
Sink or swim in the agentic era.
Sink or swim.
All right, that is a heavy note to end on, but a necessary one. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. Keep casting.
Don't let the AI accept your pull requests.